I'm Dr. Barry, licensed psychologist, and here we talk about the psychological aspects of true crime. Today, we are going to watch an emotional, so please be prepared, an emotional victim impact statement from the mother of the children impacted in this incident. Jermaine Bass was charged and convicted of first degree capital M with in the death of his daughter, and then significantly wounding attempted capital M with his son. And there is a little court TV overview, and I'll make sure to put this link down in the description too, because this gives a nice overview of this case. So I will go on ahead and play this.
August 29th, 2022, just after 10:30 p.m., shots ring out at the Armature Gate townhomes in Tampa, Florida. Police arrive and find Shirley Bass hysterical.
The mom was outside. She was crying, asking about her kids.
When they enter her home, they see her husband, 30-year-old Jermaine Bass, sitting on the couch holding the couple's 8-year-old son. The boy's head is wrapped in a towel with visible blood. He says his head hurts. According to court documents, Bass tells the officers he was removing a magazine from his firearm when it went off. At this point, officers think they're dealing with a horrible accident.
The husband says, my 5-year-old daughter's upstairs sleeping. Deputies go upstairs only to make the gruesome discovery that there's a 5-year-old laying in a top bunk, laying in a pool of her own blood.
Both children were shot multiple times in the head. Neighbors say Jermaine's behavior at the scene was odd.
He was calm. He seemed calm to me. We were all the way down here and he was a few feet down there, but he seemed calm. The mom was hysterical, but he seemed rather calm. I didn't hear his voice, nothing.
Court records show hints of a tumultuous relationship between Shirley and Jermaine Bass. Months before the shooting, he had filed for divorce. The night of the shooting, Shirley Bass had gone out with friends, and while she was away, there were numerous calls between her and her husband. The shooting happened minutes after she returned home. 5-year-old Jayla was pronounced dead at the hospital. Her brother required surgery, but survived. Shirley Bass has since filed for and has been granted a divorce from Jermaine.
All right. And so I wanted to make sure to play that part. I was not able to watch all of the initial trial. And so it did look like he had filed for divorce right around this time. And this whole thing is just super sad. The defendant does give a statement. So I believe his mother and the defendant gave a statement, but we got to hear from the mother of the children, Shirley. And I'm going to start with a little bit of the children's uncle's statement, and then we will switch over to the mother's statement and also his statement. Let me know if y'all have questions. I did a longer video on Saturday kind of going over this case. Super, super sad. All right, let's start here. All right, this is an uncle to the children.
First, I want to address the court and the jury and say thank you for some kind of justice for me and my family. Jay, there's no amount of time that you will be serving to make this right. The trauma that you cause will always be affected, not only for my family, but your family as well. I tossed and turned many nights thinking, how could someone do something like this to their kids? They do not understand the joy of being a father. I guess I would never comprehend that, because being a father is the most rewarding thing I ever had to experience. Jay, you will never get the pleasure of hearing, Daddy, I love you. Daddy, Daddy, I need you. and so on and so on. I pray that that eats up at you at every night of your life for the rest of your life, that you will never hear that again. Jay, you're truly definition of a coward. You took your anger out on your own kids that were very defenseless.
And it seems like this action had nothing to do with the children at all. Based on what I've heard from this case, it sounds like because he did this and he was completely calm. The mother, of course, was completely understandably hysterical. And when we get to her statement, it is going to be hard at first as she's getting started because I don't know when's the last time she's sat across from him. And I think probably even seeing him brings up all kinds of emotions for her. All right, we'll keep going with this part.
You intended to hurt my family without thinking about hurting your family as well. You're not there to comfort your family members. You're not there to do anything to make it right. You left JJ to believe that he has to be my sister protector when you were certainly not. JJ asked me.
And so JJ is the child that his son that survived.
One night, Uncle, why did this have to happen to me? I replied to him, I'm not sure. I know that you're a survivor and you was meant to do great things. Mm-hmm. He said, why did my sister have to die? I replied to him, because she knew you needed an angel to get through this life. And when things get tough, you will ask your sister, what do I do? And she will help you find the answer.
Very, very powerful statements. So Phoenix asked a really good question. Why do you think we see so many of these kinds of cases? And research wise, so individuals are most likely to be harmed by people close to them. So someone that lives in their community, somebody in their family, somebody in their home. And I think it's about opportunity. I think in this moment, the defendant here, Jermaine Bass, he likely was upset at the mom, and she had every like, if they were gonna get a divorce, and if it was gonna be a difficult custody battle, they had every right to get a divorce. And for whatever reason, he and I like how the uncle here called him a coward, said, You were a coward." He took his anger, so Jermaine took his anger out on the children, and I don't know if he was trying to punish the mother, like, I don't know enough about, because all of that didn't really come in. It seems like he was upset with her that day, and she went to dinner with her sister. Like, that's with her sister and her cousin, and that's what happened. And even if there had been something else that was going on, but that's why we see this when we study crimes, when we study criminology, and those kinds of things. There are individuals that are at risk, and they call it like the family annihilator. And so that's where a parent that or a spouse taking out another spouse, or parent to child or child to parent. All right. I hope that's helpful.
He said, you're right, Uncle Richard, because she helped me this far. Jay, you did not win, though. You lost. Not only your freedom, not only the opportunity to be a part of JJ's healing and his greatness, which he surely will be. You lost the opportunity to have that father-to-father talk, to give guidance, participate in school events, sport events, and witness those teenagers and adults first that most parents treasure. You did not succeed. You did not win. My nephew and my sister will heal and will grow and to continue to be great without you. While Jayla's spirit is shining down on us, and we are proudly honoring her memories, you did not win, you loser. I hope that he gets the max sentencing that he could possibly get. And loving memories of my niece, Jayla.
All right. And you're gonna see the defendant blink a lot. And the judge is going to make a statement about, because I think they weren't sure how the mother was going to respond. And so between these two, the judge gave some instructions about what the impact statement should and should not include. But we are going to listen to Shirley. So Shirley gives a statement.
Excuse me. I just want to say thank you. And
Do you need some water?
no, I'm fine. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Let us know if you do.
It's never going to be any justice for this. But I pray that we can all move forward while our angel is looking over us all. Life as a mother and wife comes with its challenges. It's not always perfect, and each day isn't filled with sunshine. But with faith and prayer, you navigate through the ups and downs. You embrace your role as a football and cheer mom. And despite financial hardships, nothing compares to the joy of witnessing your children thrive in activities they love. You focus on their happiness, content with your daily routine of work and family life. Yet in an instant, everything changes. Your husband and children are taken away from you, leaving you to question, how could he? How could he hurt them, putting them in harm's way, knowing he's supposed to be their protector? What could drive him to such actions? No longer is it about why, but how. How could a person choose to harm their own child? A little girl who just begun to experience the world, who started kindergarten 19 days before, and who will not lose not only her first tooth, but her entire life just 13 days later. How could you? How could you take away the life of such an innocent, joyful, promising child? How could you? She will never get to experience her first dance or celebrate her sweet 16. And she'll never become the cheerleader she was destined to be. How could you? As a mother, the thought of the experiences I wish to share with my daughter is heart-wrenching. Those moments were stolen from me by someone I trusted, who I thought I loved, in our children. Understanding that no sentence you receive could ease the pain or bring her back is a harsh reality. You think of your son, who looked up to his father, loved playing video games, and dreamed of being a football player. How could you attempt to take your own son's life? How could you?
And due to the injuries, her son is no longer, because he still has a bullet in his skull, like in his. They were unable to remove um, all of it, and due to this injury, he's not able to play tackle football.
You ripped away your son's dream and denied him of a fair chance. Yet through it all, I feel blessed to witness my son's healing journey.
Yeah.
Tears of joy filled my eyes the first time he stepped onto that field again,
Oh.
knowing that what he has endured. He proudly declared that he will wear the number 5 to honor his baby sister, Jayla. In the weight of this tragedy, it is now my responsibility to ensure that my son, JJ, is protected. I am determined to create a safe and loving environment for him, one where he can thrive and continue to grow without fear. Jayla is now with the Lord, resting in his arms. She walks with us every day. Those we love may leave us, but they remain in our hearts forever. Jayla is deeply loved and very much missed. We cherish the 5 years we shared with her and the beautiful memories we created. She brought us the best 5 years of our life, and our heart knows the sweetness of the angel she was here on this earth. I hope that you live your best life, experience the pain, knowing what you took from this world. A bright, loving cheerleader, an awesome daughter, cousin, niece, granddaughter, and an amazing sister. How could you make the choice to end her life? JJ is a warrior. And he has an angel looking over him every day now. It's Double J forever, and mommy loves them both. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, class.
And I know that had to be incredibly difficult. Let's see this next one.
By Shirley's sister, Marlene.
Okay, so they're going to read a statement from Shirley's sister, Marlene. And then Jermaine Bass's mother gives a statement too. And so we are going to listen to a part of that. We're going to listen to his and go from there.
MAS.
What is your relationship to Mr. Bass?
That's my son.
And Judge Ward, what would you like to tell her this morning?
This has been a journey, always been a journey. As a mother, my son had him April 27, 1992. And a joy that it was as a young mother raising.
To me, I personally, so okay, this is why we come here. We just come here to talk. I do not know what's going on in her mind. What I'm seeing on her face at times, I think she wanted to come to support her son, and I haven't listened to all of her statement yet, but there does seem to be some shock, and this likely is a difficult thing. All right, we're gonna listen.
Him. And he was always a good student, smart, intelligent. He still is.
Is he an only child?
He have twin brothers, and everybody educated, everybody graduated. No one's have no charges in no schools or none of that. This is the first one.
So I think she's trying to say, like, we're a good family, and this is a horrific position to be in.
Everybody's always work. My son been working that since the age of 15 with his grandmother. Then got on his own. He always been, when he met her at the age when she was 17, he always was a provider, a protector, and a pleaser, because he was the one who was always working. And
not quite always, because in this moment he did not protect his children. He did not.
He always made sure he provided for his family, and he always made sure that no matter what, they was good, even before I was good. He went back because he wanted to be a husband, and he wanted to be able to take care of his kids. But sometimes you have to learn to separate yourself, love yourself more.
There's something happening with the audio. I just want y'all to know it's not me, okay? So there's some like crackling and stuff, but it's on Fox 13's feed, okay?
Because sometimes you will be on a journey.
I'm sorry. That is sometimes you'll be on a journey, not used to it because it's your first love. I'm gonna see if that's gone. Okay, good. We're good.
I couldn't give you of who you was gonna love and end up with, and what the journey you would have had to go on. But I'm always here. And one thing about it, all the men's at the cruise ship, because he was a welder building cruises. His last job.
Some of those statements to me sounded like they might have, I don't know, like it sounded like there was some issues with her former daughter-in-law. But he did this. This was what he did. And so
They know what everyone said, nothing but good things about you. You hold your head up. I don't know. I still don't know the answer. I don't know why. I don't know none of that. But one thing that I will say, if it happened, if you did do it,
he's been
it's a
convicted.
crime of passion because of the stories that I know. And they say, why?
But that's not crime of passion. Holy, this is hard, but we're gonna listen. And Phoenix, I agree. I can't imagine being in her shoes. But those are her grandchildren, and um I think people should also be mindful what you say in this situation. It can also impact the relationship that you can have with the grandchild that survived. And I think that might be why Shirley, the mother of the children, talked about protecting them. I am going to protect my children. And yeah, like this is a little tough, but this is what we're here for.
Why he called his mother? Because I'm always that
Oh, so
mother.
after the incident, he called his mom. It reminds me of the, um, out of California, the TikToker Ali Abulaban. After he did, he called his mom after too. But that's might be some, I don't know. As a therapist outside looking in, sometimes that can be an enmeshed, like running to mommy for help, but like you need like you did a thing. Wade Wilson did the opposite. I think he called his dad when he was in trouble, but I think his mother wasn't as reliable. His
That's going to be there.
brother.
That I'm going to come. Mama have the answers. That's what my kids know. And maybe I went and did protect them too much. My kids work and they be at home playing the game, even at this age. But maybe I don't know how to stop a little bit. But I love my grandkids because I'm just like I was about my sons. I was that grandmother. If nobody else was there, I was there.
Okay.
I made it happen. So you hold your head up. I love you, and I'm on this journey with you because I know if you did this, it was a crime of passion. Not nothing else. And I thank you all.
Thank you for being here.
Mhm.
And he was convicted, and his explanation does not make sense. So he said that he was fixing, so there were two children. I believe the daughter was on the top bunk and their son was on the bottom bunk, and there were 5 shots fired. And to me, you don't accidentally do 5 shots. And crime of passion I agree with Phoenix. Crime of passion would normally be towards the mother, to the person that's like, normally that's not going to be to the children. Sometimes it's a, you're not going to take my children from me. But this whole thing is just, oh, they were together. Thank you. Thank you, Christy. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Because I remember in the original video, I know that the daughter was on the top bunk. He tried to say that he was cleaning the pew pew, and that just, it shouldn't 5 times? Like, maybe accidentally discharge once, but 5 times. And they probably had an expert in there to talk about the strength and the power, like what had to happen in order to do that. The jury convicted him. The jury convicted him. And what there might have been a history of is more, maybe there was a history of controlling behavior. I don't know. Or maybe as the relationship was coming to an end, brought up something, but uh it likely wasn't planned. So I get what she means by, this wasn't something that he likely had been planning or thinking about for a long period of time. But for first degree, you don't have to have like planned it out for days, weeks, even hours in advance. And the jury convicted him of first degree. All right, I'm gonna skip ahead because then he is going to make a statement.
Growing up for me,
I'm glad.
growing up for me as a child, it's been tough. I was raised in a single parent home.
Okay, so we're starting with that he had a difficult childhood. His he was r I was also, so just so we're all aware, I was also raised in a single parent home. Mm, but, um, okay. Um,
Till about the age of 10 with my cousin that my mom adopted. And we had good times. We had some bad times. I've always gone to school. I've always had good grades. Like my mom stated, I've always worked. Um, I graduated from Hillsborough High School. Um, I'm a good person. I've worked. I've always provided for my family.
so Court TV, so the quotes that have been out there have been the, I'm a good person." Anytime you see clips of this, and that's where we talk about 2 things can be true at the same time. Maybe he was a good person at work. Maybe he was, good to his mother. Maybe he was good to his aunts and uncles. In this moment, you can't say, like, this action, this behavior, and that's where I take a non-judgmental approach where, um don't do crimes, like, don't. And then also that in this moment, he was not thinking about the well-being and happiness and future of his children. He's responsible for the death of his daughter. That's what he did. He's responsible for the trauma his son will likely have. And I hope for healing. There is something called resilience, where somebody that goes through a difficult thing, they can work through those symptoms. But this is hard. But go ahead, listen.
I've always been in good spirit, a good cheer. I was always the favorite cousin, the favorite brother, the one who was, some people may say, the privileged one.
Was he upset about the divorce? Like, this is okay, having trouble hearing him? So he's speaking really softly. I can try to turn myself down. I can try to turn my volume down. Hopefully that helps if you turn him up, all right? So I just turned myself down. Let me know if this helps out a little bit. And we have the captions too.
Um, I made sure that my family had the
And if you have on headphones, it's only coming in my left ear. If you have on if that's how it's coming out to you all too, this stream, I only have the sound. I only have it coming in my left ear.
best. I always strive for the best. I moved my family out of Tampa to the Gibson area, 2-story home, to provide for them, to make sure we had the best life in a nice subdivision. All those things I lost on this journey, but I did everything in my power to redeem myself and try to make things better.
Wow.
I love my son. I made sure that when he was going through his speech issues, I gave him a tutor. I made sure I put him on that football field.
But you also used a pew pew. Like those that also happened. And but this is his time to talk about why he deserves leniency or mercy. So he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. It's just painful knowing all that's happened.
I made sure that no matter the cost for the elite cheerleading, I made sure that my daughter was able to go, no matter what was the circumstances or hardships that my family had to face. I made sure to try to come up with some type of resolution to get them to find a way out for them so they can have a nice life as a father and as a husband with my wife
X.
since we were like high school sweethearts. And we've been together, and she will always be my one heart, one love, one mind, regardless of the circumstances.
This sounds possessive to me. Like it sounds very focused on him and very possessive. She will always be my one love. Like, no, sir. No, thanks. But that's fine. Those are my thoughts, my feelings.
On how anyone feels or what they may accuse me of, I know the outcome. I just want to say, after hardship comes relief, and I hope that my family and her family, they find some type of peace. And I know that it may be difficult because the accident,
Accident.
but I hope that God guides them and give them strength.
I got to go back to the judge's face. Me and the judge are having the same, like, what? Sir, sir. Okay.
That God guides them and give them strength as the same strength that He's given me, and the courage and the protection from all evil. And also, I know that God has a plan for everything, and I know He works in mysterious ways. But in the end, I know God will always watch over me. La ilaha illallah.
think that was a
I
prayer.
got nothing else to say, Your Honor.
And the accident that you're referring to is the death of your children in that statement? That's what you're referring to as the act.
Okay, y'all know I have a dark, dark sense of humor. I have to go back for her to say that again. She just said, sir, the accident that oh, he said hallelujah. Okay. I heard hallelujah. Okay. But he said it different. It, sir, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure I didn't miss it. Like maybe there was a car accident I wasn't aware of, or there was, sir, are you talking about the convicted murder and attempted murder of your son? That's what you're calling? That the jury said no. It was not an accident. Oh, this is her last trial. Wow. This is my first time, I think, seeing her trial. I think I can turn myself up just a little bit. I think so I'm gonna turn myself up just a little bit, because I think the judge is gonna be louder. We have to hear her say that one more time.
And the accident that you're referring to is the death of your children in that statement? That's what you're referring to as the accident?
Yes.
Her face, her face said, "Sir, please, WTF, go somewhere." Her face said all the things. No, because okay, they had to look at the pictures of the children and all of that. Like wow. No, no. Like that's what we're all here for. We're here to hear me say, "Don't do crimes," and to see my reactions to this. The judge is like, "Okay, so you're still calling it an even though the jury convicted you. Okay, we're still saying accident." Now he still has appeals, and I get why he's saying what he's saying. I don't think anything will be turned over on appeal, but if yeah, this is wow.
Anything else from either side?
Your Honor, of course, has no discretion as to count one. The defense is asking that you take into consideration the lack of criminal history. Mr. Bass's statements about being a good provider and a good father are actually true. We took a deposition of Miss Bass. She indicated all of that. He was a loving father, took care of his children, participated in their school. He was a loving husband, provided for his family. I don't think anybody understands to this day why this happened, just like echoing the comments of Mr. Thierry in opening statement, why. So at this time, Your Honor, I am asking that you run counts 2, 3, and 4 concurrent to count 1. And I would just ask my co-counsel if I missed anything. That's all we have. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Anything else from the state?
No, Your
All
Honor.
right, come up.
The state, I think, could tell by the judge's reaction. No, Your Honor, we don't take up no more of your time. He still thinks it was an accident, which to the judge shows, like if he's still calling this an accident, can you give him anything other than life? Like, but I think because of the statute with what the crime he's accused of, and then using a pew pew in Florida, that might be automatic life without the possibility of parole, but definitely to me shows no remorse. Hi from the future. You're catching up, Amanda. All right, let's get back to the judge's sentence.
And Judge, we have calculated the credit and the clerk has the same calculation we do, and it is 917 days.
917?
Yes, ma'am.
State requesting cost of prosecution.
Yes, Your Honor.
And any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And on count 2, there's a 25-year min-man.
Yes, sir. That's wrong.
And on count 3, there's a 20-year minimum mandatory.
I think it's the same judge. Same.
Is it?
They're both 25 years.
Discharged with great bodily harm. All right. All right. Based on the jury's verdict, Mr. Bass, on counts 1, 2, 3, and 4, you're adjudicated guilty, sentenced to life in Florida State Prison. Counts 1, 2, 3, and 4 each carry a 25-year minimum mandatory sentence. Count 1 is life without possibility of parole. That's for the first-degree murder of Jayla Bass. Impose all mandatory costs as a lien against you. That includes the $150 for the cost of prosecution. You have credit for 917 days. Is that your understanding of your credit time?
Yes, Your Honor.
All the counts are to run concurrent. All the minimum mandatories are to run concurrent. Any questions about this sentence? You have 30 days to appeal the verdict of the jury and the judgment of the court. If you cannot afford the services of an attorney for the purposes of appeal.
All right, one will be provided to you. So very difficult case. Like I said, I covered it on Saturday, and we talked about the fact that the mother, Shirley, she did not testify during the trial, and seeing her on the stand giving her impact statement, the trauma, the pain, all that she has went through, I just my heart goes out to the family. The state was able to prove their case without her testimony, and it likely would have been very, very traumatic, very, very difficult for her to be up there on the stand. Because I think the state could have, if they needed her testimony, I think the state could have. You heard her in the um what's it called? In the audio, there was like an audio, my brain. You heard her in the 911 call, and you also saw the body cam. They played both of those during the trial, and it sounds like they did a deposition of her testimony, and the prosecution and defense both decided not to call her. And my heart goes out to the family. I'm glad that there was some type of justice, but I agree with the mother in a case like this. For her, true justice would be, she could have her daughter. And so this is going to be a lifelong process, lifelong journey. This type of traumatic grief is always harder when it is a family member, when it's someone you love, because she said she not only lost, her daughter, her son has, significant medical concerns after this, and she lost her husband, and all of that pain, all of that grief just compiles. And so Amanda, I agree. I'm glad the state decided not to, and they were probably concerned with her falling apart in front of the jury, but not just like crying, but her possibly being unable to provide some of the testimony, or just that it didn't add anything to their case, that they could make their case without having to call her. Super duper sad. This, instead of going live on Saturday, right now the plan is to go live on Sunday with gossip rumors and innuendo. So we have, I'm collaborating with another channel. We're going to go live on both of our channels on Sunday. So no live on Saturday. I might try to go to the gym during that time instead. Just make sure that you're taking care of yourself. I need to just get back into a routine of taking care of me, and so that's what I'm going to do on Saturday, and then going to go live with her on Sunday. I so appreciate you all. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening. I will see you on Sunday. Bye.